Three principal seasons in the life of a deliverer. Number one is something I would like to tag acclimatization. 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 I know it sounds a bit bogus, so I'm going to define it so we don't have assumptions around it. Acclimatization is to get used to a new climate or one that is different from that which is natural. Acclimatization is to get used to something that is unnatural to you. So you were born to be a deliverer, but you will have to acclimatize into a space by being part of the problem first. And so that thing you are supposed to deliver people from, you will also be a victim of that thing momentarily. Oh. One of the most powerful area of your help to mankind will be things that your own life has experienced, and you can show the path to other people. A time will come when your greatest area of advice and counsel are the areas of your mistakes. And no matter how much you try to ignore it, when you see other people trying to walk into those paths, your heart will remember all the pain you went through. You don't want any human being to face that thing. So you will, and unfortunately the way it works is that every generation wants to make their own mistakes. God spoils the life of deliverers. God interrupts their program. The totality of their existence is because of the cry of a people. When God begins to prepare them for their assignment, he does not look at their tears, because when they are going through what they are going through, they are only being qualified for what they will go and help others out of. Every deliverer must come out of something. And when you are out, you will know immediately what exactly you have been anointed to help others out of. I want to speak to somebody who can hear me this night. I don't know what you are just quietly in one corner dealing with and thinking is just you are trusting God. It's not you. There is a program of God that needs that experience, that needs you to be fortified. When the season is accomplished, you will use that strength to channel others out of that level of captivity. There are some of us who must be poor before you are rich. There are those of us who are looking at people who are born into homes, where there is no lack, no kind of scarcity. That's not your story. You need to know what the cry of the poor is, because a time will come, God will channel you to become a salvation for some people. I have met people who the things that another man takes for granted is what their lifetime breakthrough is. I've been in a meeting where somebody came out to testify that God gave them 20,000, and you needed to hear the praise the Lord. 20,000. Somebody gets up one day and spends that on clothes. And that person who is busy celebrating Jesus, that 20,000, she said she has started a new business. Why can't God make your feet carry that money you used to sew 2 clothes? Make it 40 and drop it on that person's feet. You know what you have done? You have revealed God to that person. The person will never doubt whether God is still provider. Unfortunately, not all men do that. Only deliverers intervene in the affliction of men. You will be finding out that from time and time again, there will be a burden in your heart to extend help to people. And if you ignore that burden, you have resisted man from seeing God, because there are dimensions of God called love, and love is revealed anytime man show his fellow man something that they don't deserve. There are people you will help and they can never help you in this life. You know that you are not doing it so that they pay you back. Such a one, they carry that memory in their head. They will not call your name the day they testify. They will say, I remember that day I stood as though I would die of hunger and God came through for me. Did you see the testimony? They have turned your name to God. It was you that responded, but when they gave the account, they say God came. This is how your light shines before men. They see your good work, and then all glory goes back to God. Somebody say, I was almost going to miss it in marriage until God came through. Who is this God they are speaking about? A deliverer. He's an office, he's a man. is a man that brought the counsel of God to that season. There is nothing you are going through that does not eventually work together for good. I am telling you the truth. There is an ancient wisdom that can make even your mistake to become an advantage. All things work together for good to them that love. I don't care what has happened. I'm trying to tell you, it will become an advantage. Acclimatization. This is the season when a deliverer is born. He enters into his ecosystem, his environment. Those of us that were born into Africa, Africa is our point of manifestation. There is a wisdom that measured you into Africa. When I was a kid, I used to think very strange thoughts. Sometimes I was just still like this and say, why did I manifest in Nigeria? It was one day I saw the way the white men, those in the West, how they treat their dogs. You know the way children have school bus, that comes and park in front of the house and then you go and enter. I saw a bus for dogs. It's Jesus. It will come and park, then the dog will now stroll out majestically. The dog knows his seat inside the bus. When I saw that thing on YouTube, I said, what am I looking at? Human beings are trekking in Africa, trekking kilometers to go to school. Dogs. So it means that dog's experience of life is better than a human being's experience. When two of them, if there is a soul, which there is none, but if the dog has a soul, if they meet in the great beyond, the dog will say, wow, what a life. There is a wisdom. There is a wisdom that measured us into our own particular place of manifestation. It can never be better than this. That is, if they put you in any other place that you think is better, you will not shine. Your design needs this kind of environment to blossom. So the first season for the path of a deliverer is acclimatization. That's the point where you get lost in the system. Nothing spectacular about you, nothing unique about you. Many of us, you entered that season and you actually forgot all your dreams, and you began, there's a point where everybody looks at you and then they say, this child is designed for greatness. Maybe because you learned 1, 2, 3 on time. Before your mate learned it, you learned it, and now say, no, this one is a special one. Do you realize that when you begin to confront chemistry and physics, then you now blend into the crowd?